Hi, my name is Olivia Geoch, and I am a candidate in the Master's in Instructional Technology program at Kennesaw State University. This is my capstone presentation video on my capstone project titled Engaging English Language Learners Through Technology. When I began this project, I started thinking about a need that I saw at my school, and I was trying to determine how technology could help fix this need or help fix this problem. And I was reflecting on the student population at my school, and I came across the data that 38% of the students in my school are limited in English. And so I started thinking back about my time in the classroom and about the resources available to me, and I realized that we have a lack of digital resources for English language learners and for engaging them and helping them build those vocabulary skills and those acquisition skills. And so I started to think that that would be a great need to work on for my project so I could help other teachers and also help these students at my school. And when I started to develop deeper ideas with this, I realized that there's a lack of training for teachers as well for how to engage and support English language learners with technology. So I coupled both of these ideas together for my project. So my plan started with researching and creating a digital repository of vocabulary resources. I wanted to create a place where teachers could go and find activities, tools, applications, anything digitally that they could use to support their students. And I also wanted to be able to pick specific tools to coach these teachers on and give them ideas on how to integrate these resources into their classroom and help them feel comfortable using them on a daily basis with their students. And so I started my research and I narrowed it down to 2 digital tools that I really wanted to train them on first and then gather some feedback from there. So to start off, I did a pre-training survey to teachers to just gather their level of comfortability with technology and the skills that they felt that they had at the moment with technology in their classroom. And from there, I used the survey data through Microsoft Forms to reflect and deeper research for ideas for my trainings, and I developed relevant and meaningful coaching sessions based on these results. I didn't want to waste their time, and I didn't want to train them on tools that they already felt comfortable with. And so when it came to finding tools for English language learners, I wanted a tool that could help them build their vocabulary with a fast, flashcard type practice. I wanted a way to help them with writing and with storytelling, and so I was looking for digital storytelling type applications. And then I also wanted to help them still build that connection between their native language as well as their English language. And so I wanted to find some sort of translation type application where students could work with the word in English as well as their native language. And so I started to really narrow down what tools I wanted to use and started to develop these sessions. Once I had my first 2 sessions planned, I hosted my first coaching session where teachers were invited into my classroom to participate in the training. I helped them install it on their classroom iPads. I helped them practice showing the students what they would do. I modeled for them on how they would teach their students and then how students would play it in ways that they could use it within a reading workshop. And I wanted teachers to see the benefit of technology and how technology can support their students. So I helped develop a pre-vocabulary assessment where we could gather some benchmark data on students to see where they started with vocabulary, and then once this whole project was finished, if there was an increase in their understanding of English vocabulary. So I developed a pre-vocabulary assessment, and I helped the teachers implement this vocabulary assessment into their classroom. We used CTLS, which is Cobb Teaching Learning System, that the students were familiar with. So the students logged on and took the test, and the teachers were able to gather the data and put it into a spreadsheet. As my coaching sessions continued, I had 2 teacher volunteers who allowed me to come in for observations in their classrooms to see how these were going. And the students were engaged, the teachers were comfortable letting their students use the tools. Teachers were still able to do guided reading at their table while other students were working on iPads. Some students were independently on computers. And so there was a lot of success with teachers feeling comfortable allowing the students to use the tools independently. I also, in my project, had a post-vocabulary assessment that was used to gather data to see if the tools were helping. as well as post-training surveys that teachers took after each coaching session, which then allowed me to go back and reflect on my coaching practices, as well as kind of analyze and see what's working well, what do teachers need more help with, and things like that. And from the surveys, I was also allowed, it also allowed me to reach out to teachers and remind them of my office hours, where I hosted office hours 2 times a week, where teachers could come before or after school to check in, ask questions, ask for advice on how to continue using these tools in their room. Like I mentioned earlier, the evaluation was to see, are these tools helping these students? Are their vocabulary scores increasing? Are they feeling more comfortable and confident to participate in classroom discussions? So pre and post vocabulary assessments were administered, as well as pre and post surveys for teachers to share their opinions on the trainings, and then for also students to share how comfortable they felt practicing with others, how comfortable they felt speaking out loud in front of their classmates. Now, when I reflect back on the whole description of the capstone experience, there were a few things that went off of course of what had been planned because COVID-19 had some restrictions and limitations on our technology in the classroom. Our district loaned out a lot of our classroom resources to families at home who did not have devices. While during this time we were back and forth between digital learning and face-to-face learning and this blended option, so some of our devices were no longer in the classroom, which I was able to overcome as a technology leader. I, switched gears, changed my plan, and I helped teachers create a schedule where their English language learners could rotate to the technology at least 3 out of the 4 days in the classroom, where they would have the opportunity to continue to build their vocabulary. There was also another obstacle that I had to overcome. I wanted all 7 third grade teachers on my team to participate in these trainings, but unfortunately, due to the added responsibilities of teachers doing virtual and face-to-face teaching at the same time, I had 2 teachers after session 1 remove themselves from the training, saying that it was just too much for them to take on at that time. And then by the time the second training rolled around, I had another teacher who backed out, just saying that it was just an overload for her. So while I wanted the whole team to participate, I only ended up having 3 out of my 7 teachers working with me. And which was okay because there's going to be more time in the future to be able to work with them again. But for the teachers who did continue working with me, because there was less technology class devices in the classroom, we had to kind of figure out a way to work that schedule for the students. And another issue that we overcame was attendance issues. I had lots of teachers expressing that students were in and out of the classroom due to exposure or sickness, and some parents decided to keep students home. And so we did have some attendance issues that affected some of the students' progress. But overall, this experience taught me so much. Teachers were so engaged, the students were engaged with the tools. I felt very confident in my ability to coach others, and just seeing the teachers willing to try was a really positive experience as well. So like I mentioned, 3 out of the 7 third grade teachers implemented the new tools and resources into their classroom. While I wish it could have been all of us trying this, at this time 3 out of 7 tried it, and ELL students' level of vocabulary acquisition increased. Up to 75% of the students made progress from their pre-test to their post-test. And so overall, that was a huge growth for 3rd grade from the 3 teachers whose classrooms participated, as well as the post-survey showed that the students' confidence levels increased. So many students shared that they felt a lot more comfortable and that they were excited to participate. They were excited to talk with their classroom friends. So I'm very thankful for this experience. And as I reflect back, like I mentioned, I gained confidence in my technology coaching abilities. I feel excited and motivated to help teachers find new resources and new tools to try in their classroom. While I am an English language arts teacher, I look forward to the future and helping math teachers and other teachers find tools that can help support their content area as well. I was able to strengthen my collaboration and communication skills while I worked with my third grade team of teachers who I'm comfortable with. I was able to collaborate with people within my cohort to gather ideas and see how things were going with them. We were able to communicate and share other ideas, so I'm so thankful for that. And I also got to speak and share with my evaluator about the sessions that I were holding, and they want me to be able to hold some more professional development opportunities in the future for the whole school, not just for the third grade team. So I am so very thankful for everything that I learned from this and for the students who got to build that confidence, as well as the teachers who are willing to try and realize that technology can support all students.